social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, and social media is a tough, not a tough one.
Yeah,
but it
has its good and bad, right? Because right now y'all watching us on social media.
That's true.
Yes, and they're different. I feel like when people think of social media, they don't think about all the aspects of social media.
Yeah,
right. They only think about maybe one or two apps, but everything is technically social media for sure.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
No, man.
No, actually, I want to know.
You gotta speak it.
Yes.
News isn't technically social media, right?
News is
Technically, it is social media. That's what I'm saying. There's so many types of social media, and we put everything in a bucket.
Right.
That social media is not good for you. You know who tells you that? I'm about to be shady. Some African parents will tell you social media. I said some African parents. I'm not digging all of y'all, but some African parents will say social media is not good, but they watch news 24/7. You watching social media?
And they be on WhatsApp 24/7. And
in 1,000 groups.
But no, I really want to piggyback into the last video. Sister Abby was about to. I feel like you were about to drop some gems in regards to social media. So what were you conjuring up? Conjuring's a bad word. Oh my gosh.
You're conjuring up.
Yes.
I watch scary movies. But yeah, what were you conjuring up to?
About social media.
Of course. So we were talking about, I think that we're sort of limiting the influence, pressure influence to our inner circles, and forgetting how people at a distance could influence us without our notes, without our realizing how much they influence us. And it's for us adults too, right? I saw that celebrity in that dress, so now I want that dress.
Right.
I'm being influenced, right? Well, big lips are in town, so I'm gonna buy that plumping lip gloss that's going to, give me. I'm guilty of it too, right? There's a sale, so now I have to buy it because it's almost as if I don't wear that dress, heaven forbid, I don't have it in my closet, right? And our youth need to be very much aware of it because like everything, if you do not have a grasp on it or if you do not use wisdom and prudence to manage it properly, it will start to manage you. So this is a perfect segue into us talking about the wise use of social media and how we can use social media as a tool that will benefit us rather than being pressured by social media.
Yeah, I love that. And I definitely do agree with that because some of my friends and I have conversations where like, oh, there's always negative stuff on social media. But honestly, you can produce your algorithm. You can produce what you want to see on your timeline. Like one thing I did was I unfollowed the Shade Room because I was tired of negativity, and I started following more like page of affirmation, godly pages. So it's like, okay, I'm seeing something that's pointing into me. Yeah. So.
I feel like I've heard this so many times about how you can go through all the emotions on social media. Like you were happy, you were good, and then as you're scrolling, you're like angry.
Yeah.
Then you're like, what? Yeah. Then you're like really excited again, and then literally in like 5 minutes you've experienced every emotion in the book. And then after you feel like you take on whatever it is that you took, and then whatever the last post is whatever energy you carry. So unfortunately for you, the last post may have been something negative, and then all of a sudden you're projecting that onto somebody else, and it's like, but yo, you weren't you happy like 5 minutes
2 seconds ago, right?
Like literally 2 seconds ago. And then a lot of times when something is shockingly bad, what we do is we'll send it to somebody. And in sending it to somebody, maybe, Sister Ivy was having a blessed day, okay? And then I sent it to her, and I'm like, girl, she took off Shade Room. And here I go, sending her Shade Room. And then she'll be on, because, I sent it to her, so she's thinking, oh, I like Mabel, so she sent me something. Let me see what she sent me. And then you're going to look and you're going to be like,
why'd you send me that? I literally have something like, why'd you send me that?
But sometimes you might fall into the trap, and then before you realize, 5 minutes has gone down, 10 minutes has gone down, 20 minutes has gone down, and you just go and look, check the comments. Sometimes I'm guilty. I will literally look at the title and I just go to the comments and just be laughing. I'll literally be laughing.
Comments are hilarious.
And then my husband will be like, really, Mabel? And I'm like, I don't know, it's just funny to me. And he's like, but you don't even know who these people are. And I'm like, I don't. Yeah. But it will literally just pop on, and then you realize that you've delved into their lives, and you're looking for people's comments because it's just like exciting. But for real, I gotta do laundry.
Yeah.
I gotta cook. I gotta read a book. You know, I gotta do so many things, but here I am 20 minutes later. Here I am 20 minutes later on social media doing nothing productive.
Yeah.
And you know the best part, the part that always kills me is, and sometimes in the moment I realize it, but then I will talk my way out of it because I have a very funny relationship with God. But I'll see a positive post, something about God or something, and I'll read the first line to recognize that it's a positive post about God, and I'll go, and then I'll read the next one, and then I'll read the next one in full depth that doesn't talk about nothing important in my life. I don't even know who these people are, and I'll be reading, and then I'll be like, okay, but you didn't even read the other one.
Right.
Then I'll go back to glance at it, and then I'll just scroll again, and then I'll literally like, maybe just get off the phone because what you're doing is foolishness. But yeah, social media, I feel like it plays mind games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know if we're playing mind games or social media's playing mind games, or maybe it's a combination.
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like some people definitely use social media to be petty.
Yes.
One thing that really popped up in my head was FOMO.
I don't know what that is.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, fear of missing out. And I feel like
that's not fair that she knew what it was, but okay. Go ahead.
Man, FOMO has been around for a really long time, and I'm not sure if that's like a dig towards me, but in the interest of forgiveness, I am going to forgive you.
It's okay.
I cannot let this slide. I cannot let it slide. But like shout out to Stephanie and okay. I watched her sermon on forgiveness, so I'm going to forgive you.
That was hilarious.
But let me tell you something. Since I'm not on social media, I don't know any of the like cool terms.
I mean that's
So the fact that I know FOMO, it's like I gotta put it in there. Like, I gotta put it in there.
Go ahead.
But no, I feel like when it comes to FOMO, people have the fear of missing out. And I feel like in a way, it's peer pressuring you to, I want to be outside. I want to be where all these people are. Oh, let me keep tabs on this person. Because I know some people who intentionally like, I'm going to post this so they can see it. You know, it's just like, why are you being petty?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that deep. But because of this platform, they know some people feel some type of way.
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to post A, B, and C because you aren't able to do this.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like, in a way, FOMO is a form of peer pressure, but people are not seeing it. Seeing it that way. So I'm like, why do you have FOMO?
Yeah.
You're meant to be where you're supposed to be. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you're not there, just take it as a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does how can social media influence you in a negative way? We'll talk about the positive, but how can it influence you in a negative way as a teenager?
Right. So I'm gonna go off of what Sister Abby said earlier about the plump lips.
Yes.
Right. I said this kind of in the last video. I was like, why is a middle schooler, or not middle school, elementary school doing face routine?
Yes.
Right? Because me personally, when I was in elementary school,
I don't know nothing about that.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like because of influencers, they are low-key peer pressure.
Yes.
But because of influencers and these routines that they're doing, I do this, and third, these young kids are seeing it, hey, I need to do that too.
Right.
Knowing that me personally, I feel like the things that you're applying to your face is not necessary because of your age. Yeah. Once you get to a certain age, okay, hey, maybe your face is like getting more wrinkly or whatever, then maybe you should apply these. But now that you're at a certain age, you applying this is gonna expedite your skin. Expedite the process. So I feel like it's not really necessary. And I also feel like with the plump lips, and also sometimes with these artists, these music artists, men painting their nails, like it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
It ties into the need to stay relevant.
Yes.
And
yes.
Since we are women who believe very much in God, and we are so unapologetic about the fact that we don't want to be influencers, we want to be impactors.
Yes.
I think that it will be remiss to not talk about God on this platform that we have, because we want to impact a generation of boys, girls who later become women and men who do not care about influencing but care about impacting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And we have this thing of, again, back to FOMO. If I don't do this, I do not become relevant.
Yes.
Right.
And it ties to identity.
Yeah.
If you know who you are, and most importantly, you know whose you are,
Yes.
it does not matter, one, even if you have social media.
Yeah.
Correct.
It does not matter whether you have the cool bell-bottom jeans. It does not matter whether you have the latest Nikes. I just got my first sneakers from my brother-in-law. I don't care. I haven't been on social media since 2019. I don't
She's
know
surviving.
half
She
of
alive.
what's going on.
Right.
If I don't get a screenshot from Mabel, if I don't get it from my friend Kayla, my friend Grace, I don't know what's going on. But somehow I am so content with that because, and again, I'm also 30 something, so I get that I can't compare myself to teenagers or whatnot who are still building their identity. But we want to cultivate in them at a very young age, knowing who they are, so they don't run to social media to build themselves up.
Yes.
If God says this is who I am, then it doesn't matter what product Kylie puts out.
Period.
If I want it, I'm gonna get it, but I'm not gonna get
It's
it
not
because
gonna make
everybody
me,
is getting it,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of it ties into identity, right? Wanting to stay relevant, but God is relevant no matter time, season, day, weather, month, year, right? That's what they need to know.
Yes.
That's really is what they need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sister Mabel? You asked.
Yeah, I know.
You asked about the negative way that
How
social media.
Yeah. I think the negative way is comparison. So a lot of times you look at something and you be like, oh, but why don't I have that? Or you put yourself in that situation, you're like, oh, if I had this, I would do it better.
Yeah.
I would do this, I would do that. And then you start to evaluate certain things. Like you see people on social media and you're like, oh, their boyfriend or girlfriend, they do this for them. They bought them a car. They did do this big thing with flowers for Valentine's Day. And my boyfriend or whoever I like just said happy birthday. In fact, they didn't even remember it was Valentine's Day. Okay. They didn't even remember your birthday, let alone buy you flowers, you know? And so then you're just like that. But then you're comparing and you're thinking, well, this person got this and I only got this. Then that means you don't love me like that because, you know, love is based off of buying me this big bouquet or buying me this or buying me that. But realistically, we're not on the same level. And one thing I can tell you on a grown-up standpoint is the people that you see on social media doing the and they I'm sorry, are you posting each time your partner got you something? Because if that's the case, you only got 2 things this year. No, seriously, I'm being shady, but seriously, because people are living for the post, right? Absolutely. And I'm posting every nice thing that my partner is doing for me. Oh, we went for a date, but if I scroll, you ain't been on a date in like 6 months. What's really going on? And after you went on the date, are y'all happy? Like those are the things that we need to account for. And yes, I have a relationship platform, and it's very hard to capture bad times because you're not going to be having an argument with your partner, but like, wait, hold on, let's record the bad times. You're only going to record the good times. But I'm saying that to tell you that don't mimic other people because that whatever you saw is just a glimpse, a moment of that. You could have they could have had a whole argument the whole day, and maybe the schedule, because we scheduled to record. But we could have had a whole bad day, and the camera's on, so you got to put on your face, you got to put on the attitude, and then be kissy, and then after you gonna go to that corner.
I'm gonna talk to you anyway,
and I'm gonna go to that corner until we reconvene for the next video. So don't put yourself on other people. Don't think, oh, because I don't dress this way, or my house don't look like this, or whatever, that is bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like even sometimes our friends and stuff will post, and it's just like, oh, well, I don't even have that cool outfit, or I don't even have that phone, or whatever it is that is going, but we're not on the same level for a reason, and it's okay for me to be on my level projecting up, because you can be on a great level right now.
You're going to a different topic.
I am.
You are.
But I'm just saying.
So she's tried out.
Okay. I'm just saying. Don't be looking at other people. Period. I shorten it for you. Don't be looking at other people.
I hear what you're going. You going to the topic?
Because social media is such a broad topic.
It is.
Comparison,
Yes,
but I think I get what you're saying. Comparison is such a thief of joy.
Oh,
yes.
And each time that you compare, it's almost like we're being ungrateful to
Yeah.
God. We
For what
leave
you have.
besides everything that we have,
Yes.
and we start to compare everything we don't have.
Yes.
Right?
Compare is a whole topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yes.
Question. Hold on. I had a question, but then.
Oh, and then I took us off with a comparison.
No, it was necessary. We
Yeah,
had,
but yeah,
we had to
yeah,
go
like,
there.
until the
Yeah,
end.
we had to go there.
Yeah.
Do you have questions?
I don't, but I want to talk about the number of people who have committed suicides, right? Who have committed suicides because they compared their lives to
Yes.
other people, and how material wealth, what
Yes.
is tangible,
Yes.
isn't always what brings happiness.
Correct.
If that were the case, we would never have wealthy people killing themselves.
This is true.
Because true joy does not always come from what you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
True joy really comes from within.
Yeah.
So our young people must learn to cultivate happiness. We'll really tap into God to give them
Yeah.
joy. God says that He will give us joy that knows no bounds,
Yes.
right? Because He is the author and finisher of our faith,
Yeah.
right? So come to a place where in scarcity and in abundance you have joy,
Yes.
right? Whether you have or whether you don't have, you
Yes.
have joy.
Yes.
Because if you place your joy in man or in things, that means that when man or woman is absent, or when things are not there, you will be depressed.
Yes.
And that's where the enemy finds that loophole to come
Yeah.
in, and then you
Yes.
start to think thoughts, right? And then you start to do things. Because if mom and dad can afford them Nike Jordans, then we're gonna steal for it.
Yes.
We're gonna start sleeping around for it.
Yes.
We're gonna start engaging in illegal activities. And forget illegal activities. We're gonna start doing things that spiritually open the gateway for the enemy to come in
Correct.
to do things. So we must really look at comparison and how social media really does open a gateway
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you do not wisely
Yeah.
affect social media rather than
Yeah.
allow social media to
Yeah.
unduly influence
Yeah.
you. That'll be my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I love
What came
that.
to my mind with that is like idolizing, because a lot of times
Yep.
when we think about idolizing, we think about a
10
god.
Commandments.
Yeah.
You shall have no other God besides
We
me.
literally think about a god or a statue or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
but idolizing is not.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not the end on be all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idolizing,
Yeah.
I can idolize a person. I can idolize the things that you have.
Yeah.
And I can literally just aspire so much to it that I can't see anything
Yeah.
else until I get to that level.
Television.
And it's literally like, and the part that blows me is a lot of times when you do get it,
Nothing changed.
you're just like,
Yeah, that was
Oh,
it.
that was it?
Yeah. I'm still not satisfied.
yeah. And then guess what?
Yeah.
You move on to the next
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
to idolize.
Mhm.
And then you get to a point where you're always chasing
Yeah.
that first high
Yeah.
of it's
Yeah.
never, even with drugs,
Yeah.
right? They
That
talk about
insatiable
they're
appetite.
you're chasing the
Yeah.
first high. The first time will never be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
always chasing and chasing and chasing, but to what end?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good point.
And at the end of the day, that's not life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's not the life that you should want for
Mhm.
yourself. You should want, I've sat down and I've come up with this goal, and this is my path.
Yeah.
Because we can have the same goal, right? We can have the goal of, I want to be married with 10 kids and I want to work in IT. We can have the same goal, but our path to get there
Will be the
is
same.
completely different.
Mhm.
Because the God in my life, we serve the same God, but
Yeah.
we're on different journeys
Yeah.
with Him. So therefore, my path to getting to that goal will be different.
Absolutely.
And the other influences that I allow into my
Mhm.
space will be different from what you allow into
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
space, which will affect our journey.
Mm.
So yes, we may get to the same end goal, or we may aim to get to the same end goal, but maybe halfway I might pivot and be like, actually, not for real, I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
So don't think that, oh, because we're all in the same class and this person is getting all A's and my husband actually scolded me for this.
Hey,
Yeah.
what happened?
One of my kids did great in school, and I was so excited. This was like when they were like really young, and I was so excited, and I posted it on social media, and I posted their certificate thing, and then he said, "Yeah, I need you to take that down." And I was like, "What do you mean? I need everybody to know that my baby is smart." And then he was like, "But why?"
Mm.
I said, "What do you mean? Why not? So they know that my baby is smart."
Mhm.
I was being extra. You know me, I'm extra.
Uh-huh.
So then he was like, yeah, but other people who are looking at that is going to be looking at their kids thinking that oh, well, why does my baby not have that? And then he said to me, are you planning on posting each time they do something smart, or are you just going to be scarce with your posting? Because then maybe you go through this semester and you didn't post, then they're going to think your kid is dumb, and then you're going to have people looking at your kid or targeting your kid in like unnecessary ways. And if your kid is smart, why does the whole world need to know that? And I was just sitting there and I was like, really?
You're right.
He literally did.
He read her like a book.
He literally read it. But it's all like, it wasn't nothing negative.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was, what are you causing other people to feel by posting that? Not saying that you should be shy and not post your accomplishment, but look at it in the long term. Like, what is the message that you're trying to portray when you're posting certain things? Because a lot of times you'll post something on social media now, and then fast forward in like a couple of months, you're gonna be like, oh, you know, a lot of times people will post about their relationships, and they will post all these 20,000 pictures of this man or girl that they're with. Let them break up now. It will be like the social media account didn't exist.
Never existed.
Everything will be deleted. You go back and have 5 pictures, be like, wait, didn't you have a picture every day on here? What's going on? All the people just disappear. The pictures are gone. Or if there's there, they'll crop the person out.
That's Facebook that they do that.
Yeah, for real. They'll literally crop the person out of it.
Yeah.
And you went from someone who had like 40 posts to now somebody who got 2 posts. Like, what is the purpose? What are you trying to drive at? And I think it's very important, because a lot of times we post things and we think it's for ourselves. But realistically, we're influencing others. So just be mindful about that. And I know one of the people told me, one of the people that I work about, she said she normally posts stuff like that for like archive memories, so that she can go back and look at the pictures. And I'm like, you know, back in the day we had them albums and all those things.
We still do.
But nobody just buys them. But it's like, I don't know. Social media needs to be your album.
That part.
I'm just saying. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying I don't know if it needs to be your album. Like, we don't need to know everything.
Honestly, when you guys were sharing y'all perspectives on everything, it made me think of how I seen an ad recently on Hulu in regards of parents getting restrictions to their teenagers having devices, especially on social media. So it made me think, I'm like, social media is really having an impact where they're doing an ad for parents to have control on their social media.
There's been congressional hearings on kids being on Facebook. That's how serious it is.
This is a serious, like,
are they trying to ban TikTok now?
But they
won't succeed, but they've been trying for quite some time now.
But it's just like,
there's a reason.
Exactly, like, why is that? But there's a reason. Because it has such a negative, not all the time, but let's be realistic. Negativity sells. People are always posting something negative. The news to this day is always something negative, but it's just like, it's not good for us, but I don't know, just everything else that you think about.
That's true. As a mom too, with teenagers and all of that stuff, I feel like, because a lot of times one of my cousins actually also asked me, oh, you let her have Snapchat, you let her have Instagram, you have it like, and I'm like, yeah, because I feel like as a parent, this is my own parenting, this is not anybody else's parenting, don't come for me, this is my parenting. As a parent, I feel like I don't want to block my kids from doing certain things. I will allow you to do certain things under guidance, right? So you can have these things, but we're going to discuss what are the correct ways to use these things so we're not abusing that privilege. And yes, they're going to make mistakes, they're going to go click something that I didn't like. And I'm not always going to see what they're watching. Or even if I wanted to shadow you, I can't follow you. I got a whole busy life. I ain't got time for that. But it's also just giving ownership to that child to know that what you take in is very important.
Yes.
And my husband always be like, oh, we shouldn't let them do this and this. And I said, okay, no problem. But if we don't do that, guess what's going to happen? They won't have it at home. But when they go to school, they're going to be eager to look at a friend's phone and check this and this and this. And I'm like, then it's even worse because then we're looking at your friend's feed
with no regulations,
which has no regulations, versus we can do one at home together where I can encourage you to like certain things that will feed you positivity versus letting you go secretly hide and do certain things. And and I always tell my kids, I will find you. Okay? One of my daughters, she created another social media account. Okay.
Oh, she thinks she's slim.
Yeah. Guess who her friend is? Me.
We see you. We see you.
What is done in the dark always comes to light.
Always comes to life because God will reveal it to us in visions. Okay. Is that how God revealed it to you? Because God will reveal things to us in visions.
Sometimes I'll be laying there minding my own business, and God will tell me, type this, check this. And then there's sometimes
how did I know?
I'm disobedient, right? But in these times, because I'm nosy, I will be obedient. And I'm like, God, what are you telling me? And then I'm going to be like, hey, that's what you've been doing.
God is snitching. That's all I gotta say. God is snitching.
Okay. So parents, tap into God so He can tell you what your kid is doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
But we're on this conversation. The whole point of conversation is to let you know there are positives and there are negatives to everything.
Everything.
Everything has negatives. Everything has positives. So it's up to you to choose what is the path that I want for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
A positive I would like to say is this channel, Parenting Tuesday, where
Right.
we try to assist you teenagers to be able to thrive and not make the same mistakes that we've seen happen or we've personally been through. So that's the aim of this platform, and there's so many other platforms that are so positive. But I would like to also point out that not I'm about to preach to you guys, but not everything positive is a message worth receiving. So that was, but you were about to say something.
No, I agree. I don't think that I can add anything else to that, but that's very good.
Yeah. So be
that's
very mindful of what you're feeding yourself, because there are false prophets and they say positive things. The devil knows the Bible. Okay? He will spill it to you frontwards and backwards. Not every positive thing is worth receiving.
Yeah.
So check the source of that. What is the foundation of that message? What is the foundation of that's
okay.
my little 2 cents.
You think just drop a gem?
Maybe just a little bit something.
Well,
I'm laughing. I'm not gonna add anything.
Yes.
I'm gonna move on because when somebody drops the mic, you don't pick
That's
it back
it.
up. I want to talk about the concept of grace,
Uh-huh.
right? We don't say any of this to sort of indict anybody in the use of social media. We've been there, and it's through our mistakes that we can give you this advice.
Yes.
I remember just being back in college, MySpace. I'm sorry, High Five. You remember High Five?
Yes. Was it High Five or My Five? Somebody
My Five.
My Five.
Are you that young?
I know-
am
I know
I dating
MySpace.
myself? Am I that old?
I know MySpace.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so I mean,
Hey!
hey, I'm not that younger. I'm not that older. Did I just say I'm not that young? No, no.
You said high five.
High Five used to be a
I
thing
think
back in
it's
the
High
day.
Five or My Five.
My Five. There was some five.
Are you sure it was in MySpace?
It wasn't
No,
MySpace was there,
too.
but there was some five going on.
You're old though.
Okay.
I'm about to look it up, but y'all keep going.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm not really liking you right now. No,
I'm so sorry.
High Five social media, and
It was High Five. It is High Five.
yes, you don't remember High Five?
Yeah, she's not. It's okay.
Was it a London thing?
No.
It was an everywhere thing.
Everywhere
It wasn't
thing.
a London thing. It wasn't an American thing. It was an all the world thing, global thing. Let's put it
All
that
the
way.
people who know
All
what High
okay.
Five is.
So
they probably don't know.
No, you're asking the wrong audience.
It's okay. Google it.
So and then so when I was in college, I was in a relationship, and you would think Facebook was my best friend.
Yes.
If we broke up, it was on Facebook.
Ooh.
In fact, and then that was when Facebook had the feature where you could put in a relationship.
Yes,
Oh,
your status.
status.
Don't they still do that?
I haven't been on Facebook since
They
2004.
They do.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook since 2004. But if we were in a relationship, you knew.
Yes.
And actually, the background,
yes.
background of
You
my
could change
Facebook
it.
was, I mean, imagine me. And if we fought, it was complicated. So at any given moment, every
knew the
Facebook friend
temperature.
of mine knew my relationship status.
Yep.
And it took. So I'm saying grace because emotional maturity
Yes.
also gets you to a point where you're able to sit down and say, I don't need the whole world in my business.
Yeah, this is true.
So if you're at that point where even after listening to this, you still want to post what you're eating, that's okay.
Yeah.
5 years later, you would look back and be like, I'm just gonna delete this. Why did I purchase?
Yes.
And that would be that's how you would gauge how much you've grown.
Yes.
When you're able to look back and say, wow, I am not that person anymore.
Yep.
I took this really nice picture, and rather than post it for the whole world to know that I'm vacationing in Fiji, I'm just gonna send it to my close friends.
And that's it.
That's also okay. We're speaking from experience that you haven't yet had.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you take it now, great. If you don't take it now, just
No
give
big
yourself grace,
Yes.
right? There's some experience you would get over time. So I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
Yeah. That don't be
Thank
too
you.
hard on yourself.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cause I'm gonna post my picture.
And we want you to post. We want you to post, but just be wise.
Yes,
be
yes,
mindful
yes.
and impact. Don't try to be an influencer.
Yes,
Be
yes.
an impactor.
I feel like just picking back off what you said is more so like being mindful of what you post is what is your intent behind what you're posting. Are you really just posting just to give a life update, or are you posting to really be petty? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's what I got from what you're saying. Yeah. But overall, I think the lady said everything.
But
you.
May, you asked a question.
Oh, okay. What was
You
that?
asked about the negative uses of social
Yes,
media,
some
but then
positive.
we haven't talked about the positive.
Positive. I did. I
Okay.
said this video, other
Okay.
positive
Okay.
platforms. Did you think of anything else?
No, that's great.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I mean, positive. There's a lot of positive. I mean, I feel like we said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
the
mean-
question wasn't posed, but it was answered.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to share other positive platforms?
I mean, I don't know.
I can't think of some. Thriving Teen Tuesdays.
Hey, every Tuesday we're on Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok.
Wait, we're not on Facebook. I'm lying.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. On Facebook.
yeah.
We're on YouTube.
That's right.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe. Okay.
Thank you for
Sometimes
watching.
but we just be having fun.
Rapping.
Huh?
Every video should be rapping.
She talked about
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys.